you from Business and Politics Television. This is news analysis coming to you on Politics and Business Television. Now the headlines. Nigerians struggle to access 40,000 naira rice sales points. NNPC conditions, Dangote refinery may dump local markets, exports petrol. Fake NNPC director in EFCC cost study over 100 million naira fraud. Details coming up shortly. Welcome back. I am Idris Amina. Now the news. Nigerians in the Federal Capital Territory are struggling to locate the sales point for the 40,000 naira subsidized rice that was officially launched by the federal government last week. The launch, which took place on September 5, 2024, saw the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, flagging up the sale of 30,000 metric tons of milled rice at a subsidized rate of 40,000 naira per 50 kg bag. Speaking at the launch in Abuja, Kyari revealed that the initiative was driven by the commitment of President Bola Tinubu to ensuring that Nigerians do not go to bed hungry. He acknowledged the various challenges that contributed to the current high cost of food in the country, including the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic, the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, climate change, and local economic factors. He assured the public that the government has put in place mechanisms to ensure transparency and the smooth sales of the subsidized rice. Similarly, the Dangote refinery may resort to exporting its premium motor spirits following the refusal of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to be the sole buyer of its products. The NNPC, in a statement by its spokesman Olufemi Soneye, said on Saturday that it would not buy Dangote fuel unless it was cheaper than that of the international market. This is contrary to the claims by the president of the Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, that the refinery was waiting for the NNPC to roll out its products. On Saturday, the NNPC stated that it would only fully offtake petrol from the refinery if the market prices of PMS were higher than the pump prices in Nigeria. The NNPC also declared that Dangote and other domestic refineries were free to sell directly to a marketer on a willing buyer, willing seller basis, adding that it had no desire or intention to become the distributor for any entity in a free market environment. The company was reacting to a press release by the Muslim Rights Concern, which claimed that the Dangote refinery was being undermined by the NNPC. And now the Kaduna Zonal Directorate of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has arraigned one Ibrahim Shuaibu before Justice Darius Kobo of the Kaduna State High Court, sitting in Kaduna State for fraud. According to a Monday statement on EFCCX.com handle, Shuaibu is facing prosecution on a 7-count charge, including criminal breach of trust, impersonation, and obtaining by false pretense, amounting to 100 million naira. He pleaded not guilty to all the charges when they were all read to him, prompting the prosecution counsel, M. Lawal, to urge the court to fix a trial date. His counsel, Abdul Karim Audu, failed to file a bail application. Justice Hobo afterwards ordered the defendants to be remanded in the custody of the EFCC. Shuaibu's path to prosecution began in 2017 when he falsely represented himself as the group executive director of NNPC, offering to help his victim acquire over 2,000 liters of petroleum products. The victim subsequently transferred the agreed payment to Shuaibu's bank account in installments. However, after receiving the funds, Shuaibu neither delivered the products nor refunded the victim's money. You are watching news analysis live on Politics and Business TV. Still to come, 48 passengers, 50 cows killed in Niger tank fire. Details of this and more after the break. Welcome back. Now let's head down to Niger State, where 48 persons confirmed dead in the petrol tanker explosion on Sunday were given a mass burial in the Agay local government area of Niger State. It was gathered that the incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday when the petrol tanker had a head-on collision with a truck loaded with travelers and cattle from Wudil in Kano State. The Director General of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Baba Arab, who gave the update, also confirmed that the 48 persons were burnt beyond recognition, necessitating the mass burial in the local government. According to him, following further search and rescue operations, 18 more bodies were recovered from the 30 bodies earlier reported. Baba Arab disclosed this in a statement where he asserted that the incident happened at about 12:30 a.m. along Lapai Agay, 2 kilometers from the Dendo community in Agay, local government area. 50 cattle were burnt and a crane truck and a pickup van were caught up in the inferno. Meanwhile, the Senate has postponed the public hearing for the alleged sabotage in the petroleum industry. The Senate explained that the hearing was postponed for wider consultations with stakeholders whose input and participation would add value to the conclusion of the investigative hearing. The upper chamber also cited legislative exigencies aimed at further deepening due diligence in conducting the investigative hearing as another reason for postponing it. The leader of the Senate and chairman of the Senate ad hoc committee to investigate alleged economic sabotage in the Nigerian petroleum industry, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, gave these reasons in a statement on Sunday. The Senate had set up the ad hoc committee to investigate billions spent on maintaining the nation's refineries, shine a spotlight on regulatory agencies, overpayment to transporters, and unravel the alleged importation of hazardous petroleum products and dumping of substandard diesel in the country. And now the People's Democratic Party has labeled a former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso as a failed and insignificant politician. Kwankwaso, the 2023 presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, has stated that the PDP is no longer relevant in the country. During the inauguration of a newly renovated party office in Katsina State on Saturday, Kwankwaso stated that he and his supporters departed from the PDP because it is dead. In response, the PDP, through a statement on Sunday by its National Publicity Secretary, Debo Olagun Agba, criticized Kwankwaso for displaying selfishness and self-centeredness, indicating that he is not a true leader. Still, you're watching news analysis on Politics and Business TV. Join us shortly as we discuss today's topic. Is APC government a failure? See you shortly. Welcome back. Now let's head on to today's topic where we analyze the government of President Bola Tinubu, if it is a failed government. Meanwhile, Salihu Lukman, the ex-Twal National Vice Chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress, has stated that 2027 presents a golden opportunity to replace the incumbent president Bola Tinubu. Lukman stressed that it was quite disheartening that a party which came with all the promises of changing Nigeria for the better had ended up ruining the country. In a statement on Saturday in Abuja, he alleged that the APC and the duo of former President Muhammadu Buhari and President Bola Tinubu ruined the country, asserting that the opportunity democratic system offered is that any government which fails its citizens should be voted out, adding that by any standard, both President Tinubu and APC had failed Nigerians. According to him, it was important to appeal to the key opposition leaders to wake up and try to be compassionate and appreciate the gravity of the dire situation facing citizens. While he lamented that the current crop of leading opposition politicians are working at cross purposes as they have each focused on their presidential ambitions rather than subsuming their narrow interests under the broader national interest of rescuing the nation from the grip of political hawks. According to him, unknown to key political opposition leaders, the strength or confidence of President Tinubu is derived from their inability to open themselves and honestly commence negotiations to build a united front ahead of 2027. Saying key opposition political leaders like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Mr. Peter Obi, and Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso had paid their dues and were still actively nursing ambitions to become president, even though they were presidential candidates in the 2023 elections. Lukman said while opposition leaders all agreed that the performance of Tinubu in the last year since his assumption of office has been disastrous, unfortunately, the agreement fell short of making them accept to work together towards building a common platform, capable of mobilizing and uniting Nigerians towards defeating President Tinubu and APC in 2027. He also said it was quite worrisome that notwithstanding the dangers before the nation, key opposition leaders believe in a business-as-usual approach to politics, whereby the most important thing in politics is the management of your ambitions to become president. At this point, it is important to appeal our key opposition leaders to wake up and try to be compassionate and appreciate the gravity of the dire situation facing citizens. The big question is whether, on account of personal ambitions, we want to continue to mismanage our reality and sacrifice every opportunity which ideally a democratic system offers. The opportunity that the democratic system offers is that any government which fails its citizens should be voted out. No doubt by any standard, both President Tinubu and APC have failed Nigerians, and it is quite very disheartening that a party which came with all the promises of changing Nigeria for the better have ended up ruining the country. From the economy to problems of its insecurity and corruption, which were the three cardinal challenges APC and former President Muhammadu Buhari promised to tackle in 2015. What we had in 2015 is a child's play today. The hard truth is that both former Presidents Buhari and President Tinubu have turned out to be self-centered and unable to produce the needed leadership to pull the country out of its current challenges. Certainly, all of us who were actively in support of these leaders never imagined that there would be such failures. This will be the size of our program for you today, but don't forget to ponder on the big question here. Is APC government a failure? Thank you very much for watching. I am Idris Amina. Bye for now.